What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing on the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is May 19th, and we are back with another video. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If this is the first time to the channel, you are hopefully in for a treat. We do things differently than we do with, I guess, other DFS providers that I've ever seen, but we go through every single game that is currently being played. So, we're going to look at all of the pitchers. We're going to look at the bats that we like in those games. We're going to check it out. We're going to check everything off the list. The cool thing about this channel is we have giveaways every single day. So you have a chance to win every single day. All you got to do, like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If the video gets at least 50 comments, if you left one, someone will win a free, or 50 likes and you left a comment, someone will win a free week of FTA Plus, $10 value. If the video gets at least 100 likes, someone will win a free $30 month, and that includes every sport that we currently offer. So a week or a month or a year or whatever it is of MLB, PGA, MMA, and NASCAR. If the video gets at least 150 likes, someone will win a free $200 year. And if this video or any other video gets 150 or more likes and you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a $500 lifetime pass. Now, we've had one lifetime pass winner, so we can get it again. I know we can. The second way to win, there is going to be a keyword somewhere in this video. So be on the lookout for it, listen for it, type the keyword in here that counts as your comment as well, and you have a chance to win a free week. You could technically win twice every single day. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to see who the winner of yesterday's video is, of just the regular getting at least 50 likes on the video, which it was a little bit lower, the lowest amount of likes we've had in a while. But again, someone will win a free week. So this is going to be the winner of the free week from getting 50 likes, and that person is Steve Weiler's 7210 or Steve Willers. I'm not really sure. Congratulations, Steve. Let me know. I think you have an account on the site, but you can let me know by emailing me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, with your username on the site. And if you don't have an account, send me an email and username you would like on the website. So that is the one winner. And Steve can win again because, as you see, he used the keyword from yesterday, which was iPhone. And we are going to randomize it one time, and this will be the winner. So let's see who the winner is for the free week here. Carol Alvin. Congratulations, Carol. I know you've been around the channel for a while, and I know you've been commenting every single day. So again, congratulations. So Carol, like this video and then email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, with a username and email you would like on the website if you haven't already signed up on your own. So congratulations to you two. Come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. You can continue to win until you win that lifetime pass. So that being said, we have a total of 15 games on this slate so far. 14 of them are playable. We've got some games early, and then we have an early slate, and then we have an afternoon slate. So we have 11 games early, then we have a 3-game afternoon slate that we can look at. And as of now, the weather, again, depending on when you watch this video, it could change. It looks like we might have a good weather day overall. Now, again, we've got some clouds, so things can happen and change. So be on the lookout for that. But we've got some great pitching matchups. We've got some great options there. We can dig into the bats a little bit. So that's what I want to do. I want to look into the games starting right now. Now, if you are new to the channel, we have simulations running in the background. We have 10,000 simulations. So at the end of the video, we will give you the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. If you go to the website, we have 20,000 simulations. So we broke it down. We show you the bats and the pitchers after 10,000, and then the bats and the pitchers after 20. Now, normally when we have an early slate, like a noon or 1 Eastern slate like this, we only do 10,000 simulations because not much has changed. So on a Sunday, it's going to be one of those days where we probably only have 10,000 simulations. So when the majority of games kick off early, like at noon or 1 or wherever you're at, it's usually 10,000 simulations. That being said, it is a Sunday. This is the day of rest for catchers, so catchers might be out. So I wanted to bring that to your attention when we go through this. So we've got the Red Sox at the Cardinals. First game here. We've got Nick Pivetta versus Matt Liberatore. Pivetta, 53 plate appearances, 277 batting average, striking out 24.5% of the batters on this Cardinals team that he's faced. Liberatore's only faced 2 plate appearances, giving up 1 hit, no strikeouts. So the numbers are a little bit skewed there. So we dig in. Also forgot to mention, in the description of this video is the link for today's article, which you can find at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. It's also the link for our Discord. So in our Discord, it's completely free. Go check it out. We give out core plays. We give out some sports bets. People ask about certain plays, and people bounce ideas off of each other. So I want to grow the community. Let's get it going. Check that out. We have also partnered up with DFS Hero. You can check that out, DFS Hero. The link is in the description. If you guys sign up, you go through the free trial, and you pay for a monthly pass, let me know, and we're going to give you a free month of FTA+. And if you sign up with our link first, you're going to get money off as well. You're going to get some money off, and the link is down below. It's first time only, though, so if you've already signed up with them before, unless you use a different credit card and account, it won't work. But if you sign up for the yearly pass with them, we will give you a free year of FTA+, and that's every sport as well. So, like I said, Boston, St. Louis, just depending. Nick Pivetta comes in. He's 8,000. He's in the middle here. 3.48 ERA, 22 strikeouts. So the strikeouts are kind of low, but he is coming off a great strikeout game, his second best game against Tampa Bay. They are a bad team. 8 strikeouts in that game, 2 earned runs, 5.2 innings. So you're looking basically right around 5 innings out of him, which is a little bit low if that's kind of his ceiling. Obviously, his ceiling's right about 6. So we're looking 5.5 innings out of him is normally what we're looking at, or 5 2/3. Has not faced St. Louis this year. Pitching on the road, he's got a 3.60 ERA on the road. Tournaments I'm okay with, but like with all the other pitching options on this main slate, I would be hard pressed to use Nick Pivetta in this one, to be completely honest with you. And then come down to Liberatore here, down at the second lowest. 4.56 ERA, not going deep into games. Basically like an opener. So you're not using him either. There's no way you're using him. Back-to-back negative fantasy points out of him. He had a good game against the White Sox, but again, it's the White Sox. I'm not using Liberatore. Bats in this game, if you're not using either pitcher, which I'm probably not. Against Liberatore and then the bullpen, Devers, O'Neill, Jarren Duran. Liberatore being a lefty, again, you could definitely be looking at Garrett Cooper against a lefty if he's in there. Vaughn Grissom would be one. Wilyer Abreu's been hitting the ball well. Connor Wong, again, it will really depend on the catcher because it is Sunday. It is the day of rest. We've already mentioned that. So this is the day that most catchers will sit, and you'll see the backup catchers. So that is definitely something you should monitor. And sometimes you do find some value in these matchups with these backup catchers that we've taken advantage of, and hopefully, like we used Trevino yesterday for the Yankees on Saturday. Home run. Shouldn't have been a home run. It was a ridiculous hit, but home run. Got that point. Or got however many points he got out of there with the Yankee stack. So it worked out. Then if I'm not using Pivetta and I'm looking at Cardinals bats, depending who's going to be in there, Brendan Donovan would be at the top of my list. He's number 1. Lars Nootbaar, Alec Burleson are the 3. You're paying up for Goldie, but he's been hitting. He's been coming on strong lately. I honestly don't mind Ivan Herrera here, a cheap catching option. Definitely could look at. If you want to go a full St. Louis stack and you want to go under-owned and you don't want to go both Goldie and Arenado, Matt Carpenter could be a sneaky option in there. Mason Wynn, Michael Ciani. I don't mind those guys. I don't know. At the moment, unless these simulations show me anything, I don't know if I'll have much exposure to this game, though. That's the difference here. Next game, you got the Mariners at the Orioles. You got George Kirby versus Corbin Burns. Kirby, 77 plate appearances, 233. He's actually been able to keep these Baltimore bats in check, which is pretty good. 22.1 K percentage, less than 5% walk rate, which is great. And then you got Corbin Burns, 32 plate appearances, 138. He is a stud. You know that. You know his name. Say his name. It's the second highest priced pitcher, but we can look at both of these. George Kirby's going to save you a little bit of money. Coming off a great start against Kansas City, 7 innings in that game, 6 strikeouts. We did use him in that game. No, he has not faced Baltimore this year, so Baltimore's a really good hitting team this year. I'm a little bit weary on Kirby in cash. I would use him in tournaments for sure. 100% in tournaments. The problem, 4 games on the road, 4.50 ERA compared to his 2.37 at home. That does scare me a little bit. Then Corbin Burnes, 2.68 ERA, 3-2 record, 49 strikeouts, having not faced Seattle this year. Pitching at home, he's got a 2.34 ERA. So his ERA at home is better than on the road. He has pitched 6 more games at home and has a better ERA. So be that as it may, I love Corbin Burnes here. Game log wise, the problem, if you look at his game logs, what we're looking for is basically 2.5 times value. So 9,600 times 2.5 times value. He's averaging less than that on the season. I mean, not good start against Toronto. 6 innings, only 2 strikeouts. So the strikeouts were very low there, and that was at home. And then against Washington, he had 6 strikeouts, but he had 3 earned runs and 3 walks. Those are minus fantasy points on DraftKings. 15.5, 18.5. Like, we're looking basically 19.9, 27. Obviously, you would love to see 25 plus out of him. He's capable of doing that. Started off the season very hot at 36.9. He's got a great matchup. Seattle's bats are lackadaisical for the majority of the season with what we thought they would be. So just kind of looking at these, if you aren't taking either pitcher, you might save some with George Kirby there. I mean, Corbin Burnes, his price is up there as stud price, and he has not produced stud numbers the majority of the year. If you want to go against it, because a lot of people will be on Corbin Burnes, you want to look at Seattle bats, Cal Raleigh. Again, though, catching day, I don't know if he'll be in. I could see, so he's been, I don't know if he'll be in. That's one I'd look at, though. I'd love him if he's in there. J-Rod, Sebi Zavala would be in there if Cal Raleigh is out, which would be, cheap option there. Josh Rojas at the top of this lineup for the Mariners. Love that. Love me some Josh Rojas there. Baltimore bats against George Kirby. Tournament-wise, I'm okay with basically everyone that you see in the red. Henderson, Westberg, O'Hearn, Mountcastle, Rushman, Cowser would be ones that I'd look at. Being a Sunday, I could see James McCann being in there, but I don't know if I trust him enough. But you could look at him a little bit. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. Jorge Mateo could be a sneaky option. You could be looking at him a little bit. That's probably it. I don't really love them outside of the guys who've been hitting very well all year. So if you want to get some leverage on the field, obviously you would go with Mariners bats if they go off. But again, if you make 20, 30 lineups, it's okay. But if you only make like 1 or 2 lineups, you got to go with Corbin Burnes there. His price is up there. I wish it was a little bit lower, or he's been producing a little bit better than he has been for that price. DraftKings, they're really stingy on their pricing when it comes to something like that. Nats versus Phillies. Trevor Williams versus Aaron Nola. Trevor Williams, overall, 163 plate appearances, 301 batting average against his team. But he's been very good this year. Aaron Nola, 141 plate appearances, 200. I would go Aaron Nola for cash. I would go Trevor Williams for tournaments. We kind of just look at this, Nola being the highest priced pitcher, coming off 42.9 against the Mets, complete game, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. I'm not saying he's going to do that again. This could be one where he just had a complete game and now he gets blown out by the Nats for no reason. He's already faced the Nats once this year, though. 5.2 innings, no earned runs, 4 Ks, but 4 walks on top of that. 21.2 fantasy points per game is a little bit exactly what we need. 9,800 times 2.5. Basically right around that number is what we're looking at. Pitching at home, he does have a little bit higher ERA at home, though. That is definitely a factor, especially if you're paying up. Like, this game feels like a trap for me. I love this game. Everything on paper tells me Aaron Nola 100%. The Nats are a very bad team, but then the Nats have been hitting pitchers they shouldn't be hitting, and then pitchers they should be smashing, they have not done their job. So I'll have some exposure to Nola, but I'm going to have some leverage on the field because Nola's numbers at home have not been ideal. That's the problem. His home numbers scare me a little bit. So we can look at the bats in this game. That makes sense. If you're looking at Washington bats, Luis Garcia, you want to go very contrarian. Joey Gallo, he's very boomer bust though. Eddie Rosario would be one. CJ Abrams would be my top Nationals bat if I'm using one. Joey Meneses is one. That's probably it. Did they send down Trey Lipscomb? They must have, or he's hurt. Let's check it out. They must have sent him down. He's completely off the roster right now. But yeah, it just depends. I'm probably not looking at a ton of other options for Washington. I will have exposure to Aaron Nola for sure, though. Like, there's no getting around that. But I'll have probably under the field on Nola. His numbers at home just have not been good. And then if you, like Trevor Williams, if you look at Trevor Williams' numbers, like he's down here at 7,300. He's got a 1.94 ERA, 4-0 record, 32 strikeouts. Has not faced Philly this year. That's the problem. Overall, he has not gotten along well against Philly on the road games. He still has a sub 2.5 ERA. It's 2.13, so it's not bad. But 11 walks, 15 strikeouts there. So coming off the matchup against the White Sox should have been a great matchup for him. Got 10.3. And then Baltimore, 30.1. So he's pitched very well against teams that you wouldn't think he'd pitch well against. So I honestly think Trevor Williams could be a sneaky pitcher today. I think people are going to be off of it because the Phillies, obviously the Phillies bats, if you want to see who's had success against them, Schwarber's 12 for 42 with 6 home runs. Castellanos has 2 home runs. JT Realmuto has 3 home runs. Alec Boehm has a home run. Whit Merrifield has a home run. Like, there's a ton of home runs that Trevor Williams has given up in his career. This year is a little bit different, kind of career year so far for him. This just feels like I don't know if I want pitching in this one. I think I'd rather focus on the bats on both sides. That's kind of how I'd go. I think both are tournament options. I don't think I trust them in cash. Is what's me sitting here saying I don't trust Aaron Nola in cash is wild. Now I could be wrong. I'll let you know if I'm wrong. But coming off a great game, complete game, numbers at home are a little bit worse. So that is definitely something that I'm a little bit weary on for this game. White Sox at the Yankees, Flexen versus Rodon 100%, Yankees bats 100%. Yesterday I said I'm all in on Luis Gil. I told you in that video that I had a dream that Luis Gil came in on Friday and pitched in relief, so then that meant Luis Gil would shove in that game. And what did he do? Scary first inning, gave up back-to-back hits, then double, 1-0, bases loaded, 29 pitches, got out of it, proceeded to strike out 14 White Sox batters. 14 White Sox batters. The White Sox are a very bad team. I watched the first inning or the first couple of innings, and their defense is sloppy, very sloppy. The Yankees are on fire. Aaron Judge was on fire. Juan Soto had moonshots today. Stanton had a double and a home run again. Anthony Volpe I think Soto went 4 for 4. Stanton pretty good. Now again, it's a Sunday. Hopefully, I could see Boone sitting Stanton because that's what he likes to do. Hopefully he's in there. He's been absolutely on fire. I want a Yankee stack. I think Trevino probably is out today, so after a home run and it's a Sunday, you could look at Austin Wells. So basically anyone in that lineup, I am all in on a Yankee stack. I want nothing to do with Flexen. I want nothing to do with the White Sox bats. I want Carlos Rodon as well. Might be my favorite pitcher of the day. You got Tampa Bay versus Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Savale versus Alek Manoah, the big hurt, what's the wrestler? The big unit? No. I don't remember. He's fat. Alek Manoah's fat. You're not going to get around it. Bad. Not like muscle fat, like fat. Savale, he's not been bad. This game, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have exposure to these pitchers. The fact that Manoah is not down here at the bottom is crazy. I know last game he did well against Minnesota, which is wild to say. Here's what I'm saying. He got 24.8, went 7 innings, no earned runs, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. They ended up losing 5-1. He had no run support there. which is crazy. So 2 starts, one against Washington, one against Minnesota. Didn't do much against Washington. Don't trust him. I'm not taking him even against this Tampa Bay team that's been a bad team. Savale, on the other hand, faced Toronto once this year, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, has had success. It was back on the beginning of the season at home, 24.5. Had some good games. He's had some bad games, though. I'd rather go Savale in this one. I don't know if I'll have any exposure to Savale. I'd rather have him than Alek Manoah. And honestly, no bats at the moment stick out to me. I will look with the simulations, but I'm probably avoiding this game offensively today. Twins at the Guardians, you got Chris Paddack versus Tanner Bibby. Paddack, 8 plate appearances, really hasn't seen him. 375 batting average. I'm not counting that because it's such low numbers. And then Bibby, 57 plate appearances, 220. The Twins' offense has been just, I don't understand it either. But we can look at these numbers. Tanner Bibby here, 4.34 ERA, splits-wise, has faced Minnesota once, got the dub, 5.1 innings, 5 hits allowed, only 1 run, with 9 strikeouts. Okay, great numbers. His away games, this is the problem. Tanner Bibby's ERA at home is 8.05. His ERA on the road is 1.69. The numbers are alarming. They're similar, basically 1 less start is what it is with the innings, 1 less start per innings, 17 earned runs at home. I don't know why he's looked bad at home. Tournaments, I'll put Bibby in some of my tournaments, but his home numbers do scare me. It's kind of like with Nestor Cortez. If Nestor Cortez is pitching at home, like we used him on Friday, dominant. If he's on the road, I don't know if it's in his head. I really have no idea. It's one of those things that just doesn't make any sense to me. And then Chris Paddack here, 4.89 ERA, 0.9 his last start, has not faced Cleveland this year. I'm probably off of both of these pitchers. I'm probably looking at bats. Jose Ramirez had another home run on Saturday. I would definitely be looking at him. I would be focused on bats more than pitching in this one. So Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez. Those are the top 2 that I would look at. You want to get a little bit cheaper, you got Estevan Florial you could look at. Bo Naylor, but he might be sitting, so you could sub him out for Austin Hedges. I'm probably not doing that, but you could. Kyle Manzardo, Will Brennan, David Fry would be the ones that I look at for Cleveland. Then Twins that I'd be looking at. Kirilloff, Carlos Santana, Julian, Max Kepler. Is Byron Buxton back? Is Buxy back? He is. Probably going to get hurt. You know what he does. He went over 6 and an RBI with his 2-game rehab. Came back Saturday. Probably sits today. I'm not going to lie. Probably isn't playing today. That's definitely something to look at. But if he is in, he makes sense. Willie Castro makes sense. That's probably it for me. I'm just... Bibby's numbers at home scare me. Probably scare me off of it. Just going to focus on the bats in this game. Mets at the Marlins, you got Sean Manaea versus Sixto Sanchez. Manaea, 11 plate appearances, haven't seen each other. Sixto Sanchez has never faced them before, but Sixto is down here at the bottom for a reason. Got a almost 6 ERA, 0-1 record, 13 strikeouts. It's not like all of these outings, like some have not been starts, but the strikeouts are low. Splits-wise, the Mets, he has not faced them, obviously. Pitching at home, he's got a 7 ERA at home, 5.27 on the road. I'm probably looking at Mets bats here. I'm not looking at Sixto Sanchez. And then Manaea, tournaments only. I'm not trusting him in cash. 3.05 ERA, coming off a great start against Philly. 6 innings, 1 earned run in that game, 6 strikeouts. Miami has not faced them this year. Pitching on the road, better ERA on the road. So in this matchup, I would rather focus on Manaea and the Mets bats. And we can look at the Mets bats real quick. Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte, DJ Stewart, Francisco Lindor are the top ones that I'd look at. Cheaper option, well, Pete Alonso a little bit, but he just hasn't looked himself this year. Cheaper options, Omar Narvaez, because possibly It depends. I guess him or Nito, depending on which catcher's going to be in there. You could go Tyrone Taylor a little bit. Brett Beatty, I don't mind. If you're going against Manaea, Jesus Sanchez against a lefty I love. Otto Lopez, Jazz, Jake Berger, Josh Bell would be ones. I'm probably not going. I'm probably just going to stay on Manaea and look at the Mets bats in this one. I don't trust the other ones. That would be what I do in this game. Next game, Athletics at the Royals. You got JP Sears versus Brady Singer. Sears, 8 plate appearances. They haven't seen him. This is a pitcher's park, though. Singer, 30 plate appearances, 10 strikeouts, 448 batting average. I'm curious if it's like 1 or 2 batters against this Oakland team. Seth Brown, 6 for 10 with a double and 3 home runs. That's batting 600. Then 2 for 6, 2 for 3. Like, the numbers are skewed. So if you don't trust Singer, you go look at Seth Brown, Esteury Ruiz, J.J. Bleday, Brent Rookers, ones that I would look at, Shea Langoliers as well. If we dig into those numbers a little bit, JP Sears, 6,600, 396 ERA, has not faced the Royals this year. Pitching on the road, he does have a 368 ERA, but I would probably mainly focus in bats in this game is what I would do. The bats that obviously makes sense. The Royals bats that dominate lefties, Salvador Perez, Bobby Witt Jr. are my top 2. You could look at Michael Massey. You could look at Pasquantino, Michael Garcia. Kyle Isbell is actually starting to creep up this StatCast list. Hunter Renfroe normally hits lefties well. So Hunter Renfroe could be a sneaky option. I would not be surprised if Renfroe is in there and someone else sits on a Sunday. A's bats we kind of already talked about against Singer. I probably won't have any much Singer. I mean, he's 9,300, 284 ERA, so he's been good. The strikeouts are there. Priced, he might be outpriced for me right now. I mean, the strikeouts are there. Tournaments I'm okay with because he is going up against Oakland, but I think a sneaky stack today could be Oakland against Brady Singer. Brewers at the Astros, Colin Ray versus Spencer Arrighetti. Ray, 16 plate appearance. I'm okay with Ray as a tournament option. Arrighetti, though, Mr. Spaghetti, whatever you want to call him, he is right here coming in with a 7.52 ERA. Game log, pretty good game against Oakland. You're supposed to have a good game against Oakland. Not good against the Yankees, good against Cleveland, not good against Chicago, not really good against Atlanta. So kind of a trend here. I'm probably not, I won't have any. I can tell you right now, he will be off my list. I will not be using him. I'd rather use bats in this game. Both sides. Both sides I'll be using bats. I think I'd lean a little bit more towards Milwaukee bats over Houston, but I will still have both. William Contreras, if he's in there, should be. Jake Bauers, Christian Yelich, Willy Adames, Gary Sanchez. Those are the main ones. If you want to not pay up for Yelich or Contreras, you could go Jackson Chourio. You could go Sal Frelick, Joey Ortiz would be ones that I'd look at. Astros bats against Colin Ray, Yordan, Jake Myers is up there, Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, Yainer Diaz. Diaz might not start today because, again, it might be Caratini. Would not use Victor Caratini there. Jeremy Pena would be another one. Maybe a little bit of Alex Bregman too. So I don't mind a stack on either side. I'm probably avoiding both of these pitchers. You have the Pirates at the Cubs. You got Mitch Keller versus Jameson Taillon. We had Amanaga yesterday. He was the picture of the video and the article, and he did not disappoint. Absolutely shoved. His ERA is still under 1, just dominant. Mitch Keller in his career against the Cubs, 88 plate appearances, 312 batting average, 18.2 K percentage. And then Taillon, 61 plate appearances, 164, 26.2 K percentage. So you look at both of these guys. Mitch Keller is 9,000. Game log wise, coming off some good starts here against Milwaukee and LA. Has not faced the Cubs this year. It is kind of have to watch the weather. If the wind's blowing out here, I'm a little bit scared of that. And Keller's ERA on the road, 4.03. 13 earned runs there. Does have more strikeouts on the road, though. Tournament-wise, Keller I'm okay with. But the Cubs just seem to be gritty this year. Walked it off yesterday on Saturday. Obviously, Paul Skeens dominated them. But, great arm until it blows out. Taillon, 161 ERA. That's actually wild. Coming off a bad game against Atlanta. Only went 4 innings in that game, 2 earned runs. But he got up in pitches. 4 innings, 85 pitches, 3 fantasy points. People are going to see that and be off of him. I don't mind him. Wild is ERAs like that. Hopefully at least 5+ innings out of him so we can get a dub. Has not faced Pittsburgh this year. Pitching at home, he's got a 108 ERA at home. In 3 starts, 15 Ks compared to 3 on the road. Taillon would be a sneaky option. I think I'd rather pay down for Taillon than I would pay all the way up for Mitch Keller today. Bats-wise, honestly, I'm probably off the bats in this game. Probably not looking at them. If you were to look for valid hitting options here, O'Neal Cruz, McCutchen, Brian Reynolds, Rowdy Tellez, Yasmani Grandal, Jared Triolo, I would look at. I'd mainly focus on Cubs bats, though. Suzuki, Chris Morel, Cody Bellinger, Mike Tauchman, Nico Horner. These would be ones that I'd look at. So, next game, you got the Angels at the Rangers. You got Jose Soriano versus Michael Lorenzen. Soriano, 5 plate appearances, not much. Lorenzen, 42 plate appearances, 256. I don't know if I'll have exposure to these guys. Soriano being 6,800, 372 ERA, having not faced Texas this year, coming off a pretty good game against St. Louis. I would look around there. Soriano for tournaments I'm okay with, but I don't trust him enough. And then on the flip side, I do not trust Michael Lorenzen enough. I'd rather focus on bats in this one. So the bats that I would focus on, Taylor Ward, Logan O'Hoppe, Nolan Schanuel, Willie Calhoun, Joe Adell for the Angels. The Rangers, Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Jonah Heim I would like. I don't know if he's going to be in there. That's definitely something to look at. Then the Rockies at the Giants. We kind of went over this yesterday. It showed Jordan Hicks, then it wasn't Jordan Hicks. I would take Jordan Hicks in this one. And then some Giants bats. Actually, I don't know. Lamont Wade Jr. I would look at. Tyro Estrada, Wilmer Flores. You could look at there. Kurt Casale, if he's in there for catching. I don't know if he will be. I don't want anything to do with Colorado. I don't want anything to do with Hudson. It would be Jordan Hicks and San Francisco bats for me. Tigers at the Diamondbacks, Matt Manning versus Jordan Montgomery. We've got Montgomery coming in. It's going to be up here. Where is Montgomery? Oh, is this? Yeah. So this is the 3-game. Well, Colorado is. Montgomery coming in, 8,000, 4.77 ERA. I can't pay that price against Detroit. I'd rather take Detroit bats. Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Mark Canha would be one against that. I don't want either here. Arizona bats, Ketel Marte, Jock Peterson, Corbin Carroll I would look at. You got to get a little creative with this. So that's where I'd go there. Then you've got the Reds at the Dodgers. Hunter Green versus, it looks like Yamamoto. Yamamoto, 3.21 ERA. I don't mind him at all. Coming off not such a good game against San Francisco. His ERA is a little bit up there, but we know what he brings to the table. Problem is, his games at home, a 4.68 ERA at home. That scares me a little bit. The one is skewed because it was in South Korea, and that was a home game for him. So the numbers are skewed just a little. But again, he's very expensive. I don't know if I'd play him on a 3-game early slate there. And then Hunter Green against the Dodgers. Career-wise, 30 plate appearances, 0.71. Tournaments, I'm okay with that. That's kind of my thought there. Anything goes in a 3-game slate here. And that's the breakdown because this game right here is a Sunday night baseball game. The Braves and Padres get another Sunday night baseball game, which is wild. Like spread the love out to some other teams maybe. But yeah, can't play that game. Showdown, I'm not going to have a video for the showdown. So that is the breakdown of all the pitchers and the batters on the main and afternoon slate. Now looking at the simulations. After 10,000 simulations, these are the bats. These will change a little bit depending on when you watch this video. So here we go. Actually, the word of the day, or the key word today, is blue. B-L-U-E. Blue. The color blue. Type that in here. So, number 1 batter after 10,000 simulations, Bobby Witt Jr. Aaron Judge is number 2. Number 3 is Bryce Harper. 4 is Francisco Lindor. 5 is Jorge Soler. 6 is Riley Green. 7 is Kyle Tucker. 8 is Lamont Wade Jr. 9 is Dalton Varsho. 10 is Winfield Perez. 11 is Matt Chapman. 12 is Kyle Schwarber. 13 is Ryan Jeffers. 14 is Tyrone Taylor. These are going to change, I guarantee it. 15, Edward Julian. 16, Abraham Toro. 17, Mark Canha. 18, Bryce Turang. 19, Tyro Estrada. And number 20 is Kerry Carpenter. Now, these are early 10,000 simulations. These will update and change. Some stacks that I do like: the Kansas City Royals against Sears, the Yankees against Flexen, the Tigers against Montgomery, I do like. And I think Milwaukee against Arrighetti is another stack that I do like on this slate. So that's what I've got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, get those down below. Get those in the Discord. You can always email us, dfshelp1@gmail.com. Good luck on this Sunday. Don't forget, go check out the website. We have NASCAR information and content coming every Sunday that there's races. So good luck, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.